Hello and welcome back to PGSN. I'm Boston Harding here with,
Nick Allman.
and this will be Nick's first commentating match of the season, and hopefully we're looking to get more of them in future matches if we are able to cover any of them. And tonight's matchup, we have the Pleasant Grove Vikings going against the American Fork Cavemen. This will be the JV matches as, again, I know I've said this every single stream, but please, if you're around 106 pounds and you want to wrestle, please. We desperately need a 106 pounds. If you are, instant varsity spot. Just saying. You could use it to brag saying that you instantly made varsity. Just saying. But for American Fork, we have Hudson Burrell for the 106 pounds. For the 120 pounds for American Fork, we have Carter Finch and Pleasant Grove's Sam Ridge. For 126, we have American Fork's Colson Clegg going against Pleasant Grove's Derek Harrison. I apologize. Am I reading? Okay, no, we're good. I definitely thought I was reading the varsity ones for a second. For the 144 pounds for American Fork, we have Joseph Holman going against Pleasant Grove's Jackson Passy. For the 150, we have Cannon Sharanian for American Fork going against Pleasant Grove's Ethan Castillo. For the 157 for American Fork, we have Gage Klein going against Pleasant Grove's Jack Dodson, which has actually been one of Pleasant Grove's captains and has been on varsity for quite some time. Next, for the 165 pounds for American Fork, we have Asher Corey going against Pleasant Grove's Deacon Ludvigsen. For the 145 pounds, we have Gunnar Fackarell for American Fork going against Pleasant Grove's Murari Perez, who has been on the stream quite often early into the season, helping commentate the varsity matches while we got into the swing of things, getting to know wrestling more. And now we'll see him wrestling and hopefully winning against Gunnar Fackarell. And then for the final JV match, the 215 pounds for American Fork, we have Jacob Jensen going against Pleasant Grove's Carter Davidson, who has also been one of the heavier varsity spots, especially with getting into the higher weights. Definitely have less and less people in there. As of right now, I believe Carter Davidson will also be playing on varsity with the 285 Lincoln Willoughby for varsity. Let me fact check that right now. The 215 pounds will be Sam Allen for varsity with the 285 Lincoln Willoughby. As unlike last match, we do have an officiary at the ready, unlike last match where we kind of had a little bit of a delay as we couldn't find one. What do you have to say, Nick, about this match? How do you think it's going to end out?
As we're going through some of these wrestlers that are wrestling for this JV match, I believe that that PG has a fairly decent chance of destroying the AF team.
I agree, as Pleasant Grove has been ranked number 4 in the Utah State, and American Fork being 9th. Pleasant Grove only being behind Layton, Westlake, and Corner Canyon, who in the first 2 matches of the season Pleasant Grove played, the first being Layton, which arguably got quite destroyed, and then second match going against Westlake, which not as bad as a blowout, but still pretty bad. So hopefully, just as last match going against Skyridge, Pleasant Grove will have the ability to bounce back, take those 2 matches that they got destroyed in, losing by at least 30 points in both, and bounce back, especially with Skyridge's match with JV winning 60-6 just the other week. It was a crazy match for Pleasant Grove. Skyridge getting their 6 points by 1 win by fall, and that is it. Every other single match went to Pleasant Grove. And counting the extra matches that went on, I believe the score was up to 27 for Skyridge to 132 for Pleasant Grove. As unfortunately, we were not able to cover those matches due to some technical difficulties going on at the time. But we could possibly get to the extra matches this time, as there's only about 6 or 7, a lot less wrestling going on tonight compared to some of the other matches where we had possibly double the matches. For the 106 pounds, it turns out we do have a 106 pounder. I didn't quite hear the name, so I will just keep it going for personal for the Vikings. Pleasant Grove in a good spot here, getting on top. Cuts them loose after a 3-point takedown, which will bring it 6-2. A shot by American Fork. Will get close to connecting, but Pleasant Grove will get around for another 3-point takedown. Cutting him loose at the very end, will not get awarded for it. Coin toss goes to Pleasant Grove.
At the start of the second, Zane leads 9-2. He's going to take the top position.
Pleasant Grove will take the top position with American Fork on the bottom. Pleasant Grove getting in a good spot, getting some back points here. 2 swipes, 3 swipes, 4 from the ref. Has his 4 near fall. Can he flip him back over? Yes, he can, and gets the pin for Pleasant Grove. First win, first match for Pleasant Grove ends out in a pin, bringing 6 points to Pleasant Grove. And that winner was Zane Neptune for Pleasant Grove, bringing 6 points. Next up, for the 120 pounds for American Fork, we have Carter Finch going against Pleasant Grove's Sam Ridge. starting the first period in neutral position. Good shot there by Finch, gets rejected by Ridge. Ridge staying on top, having control of his neck, barely staying in bounds. As they now go out of bounds with 1 minute and 38 seconds remaining. Going back to the middle in neutral. Shot by Ridge. Ridge gets around for a three-point takedown. Ridge getting Finch into a cradle. He's getting his near fall. Can he get the fall? And he does not, but gets his 4 near fall awarded. Shall bring the score 7-0 for Sam Ridge. Ridge getting more near fall. That's 2 swipes. And he gets his 2 awarded, which will now bring 9-0 for Samuel Ridge. And Finch will cut him, or sorry, Ridge will cut Finch loose for 1. And another shot takes them out of bounds with 33 seconds remaining. Starting back in neutral. Shot by Finch is rejected by Ridge, slamming him into the ground. Ridge gets around him for another 3-point takedown. As Sam Ridge gets Finch into a cradle, gets 2 near fall, and that 2 is now awarded, makes it 14-1. Now 14-2 as the first period comes to an end. Coin toss will go to Pleasant Grove. Sam Ridge will choose, he will choose neutral. Sam with a hard snap down and a 3-point takedown. As I apologize, as the referee took away that 3-point takedown, as I believe Finch got out of it just in time and now gets awarded. And that will bring a technical fall for Pleasant Grove, bringing them 5 more points. Your winner by technical fall, Sam Ridge. Next up, the 126 pounds for American Fork, Colson Clegg, going against your Viking, Derek Harrison.
We have a lot of movement from Harrison. Reset. Goes in for a takedown, just now gets a 3-point takedown. 1 escape point for Clegg. Goes for the leg and gets another 3-point takedown. And then another 1-point escape.
Take it down for Harrison. That's
Harrison gets his one more 3-point takedown, and then releases Clegg for his 1 point of release. Clegg goes for the legs. Harrison is able to avoid it, mostly. No takedown yet from either. Harrison is able to get a fall from Clegg.
Derek Harrison. Next up, at 144 pounds, from American Fork, we have Joseph Holman.
From American Fork, we have Joseph Coleman.
Jackson Passy.
And from Pleasant Grove, we have your Viking, Jackson. Jackson Passy. We have a little bit of movement here at the beginning, with Passy trying to go and get those 3 points. He gets the 3-point takedown right here and releases Holman and gets doesn't quite get another 3-point takedown yet. Okay, Holman gets a 3-point takedown from Passy. Trying to get him to flip over right here. Holman is just keeping Passy down. Passy can't quite get up. And that is the end of the first period.
Choice goes to Jackson. Chooses neutral.
Jackson chose a neutral start. Holman goes in for the legs right there. And gets a 3-point takedown for Holman. Almost going out of bounds there, but they're barely staying inside of the ring. Their feet just left the ring. Resetting them to the center of the ring. Jackson in the defensive position. Holman trying to put Passy into a cradle here. Couldn't quite get there. Passy gets a 2-point reversal. And that is the end of period 2. They have chosen to start in a neutral position to start off the 3rd period. Okay, Jackson Passy gets a 3-point takedown here. Trying to flip him over to his back to get that takedown. And Passy gets that takedown. That fall. My bad.
Your winner by fall, 144 pounds, senior Jackson Passy.
Up next for the 150 pounds for American Fork, we have Kanan Sharanian. I definitely said that wrong. I apologize. Going against your Viking, Ethan Castillo. Ethan starts out with the 3-point takedown early in the first period. Gives them the 1 escape. And another 3-point takedown for Ethan. And I do want to mention, tonight is senior night, so you will see a lot more from the seniors of these wrestlers, such as Sam Allen, later on in the varsity matches, being the 215 pounds, as I mentioned earlier. Jack Passy was also a senior, and not next, but Ian Fritz is also going to be, or is a senior. We will see him later on. Another 3-point takedown and the fall from Ethan Castillo, bringing another 6 points to Pleasant Grove, which will bring them in the lead 23-0. Your winner by fall, your Viking, Ethan Castillo. Up next for the 157 pounds for American Fork, we have Gage Klein going against your Viking, Jack Dodson. Some hand fighting. Almost going out of bounds. Dodson keeping it in. Shot by Klein. Dodson sprawls to retaliate. Gets out of it. Dodson keeps that frontal headlock as Klein brings them both down to the floor with a single leg on Dodson. No points awarded. Dodson trying to get around, gets brought back down. Klein keeping a good spot with that single leg. Dodson tries to bring him out of bounds, and he does with 57 seconds remaining. Coming back to the middle in neutral position. Shot by Dodson. Klein sprawls. Dodson keeps that. I believe he's holding a high C. Never mind. Hard takedown by Klein gives him 3 points. Dodson getting around for a 2-point reversal. Less than 30 seconds remain in the first period. Dodson keeping a good control of Klein's core, going around that stomach area to the upper shoulder. Almost going out of bounds as they do with 7 seconds remaining. Back to the middle with Klein in bottom, Dodson on top. Blood time is called for Klein's elbow. Dodson will take a minute to talk to the coach. Coming out of blood time now, Dodson will remain on top with Klein on bottom. A lot of circling there. Gage tries to get to his feet, but just out of time. Ending out the first period, 2-4 to Klein. Klein chooses bottom. Starting out the second period, Dodson using some of that strength, keeping him on the ground, pulling out that single arm. Tries to get it behind his back. Klein holds his hands to protect that. Dodson circling. He's got that elbow. Holding an elbow and a wrist, getting Klein almost to his back. Continuing to circle. Trying to push it. Dodson almost there as he gets Klein on his back for just a second, not long enough to get any near fall. Klein's headgear starts to fall off. Dodson goes for the leg. Klein staying on his base. Dodson's going to have to look to reset here. Whistle is blown. Fixing of gear. Klein will reset his headgear and they will start again with 37 seconds remaining. Klein on bottom. Dodson takes top. Klein holding on to Dodson's arm. Jack staying on top. Dodson almost gets around, gets on top of him for a 2-point reversal. So now brings it 2-6 to Klein. Dodson on his side. And that is time for the second period. Dodson's choice chooses bottom. Dodson holding that single leg. Klein doing a good job in keeping Dodson on the ground. Tries to flip him over, cannot get it. Tries again. Dodson getting onto his back. Klein getting near fall. Can he get the fall as well? He cannot, as that 4 near fall is awarded to Klein. "30 seconds now remain. Jack trying to get to his feet. Jack gets around for a 2-point reversal. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is time for the third and final period. Jack just barely misses out on getting it to a minor decision. Your winner by major decision, Gage Klein. Sorry, I was wrong. That was minor decision. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was wrong. Which now makes it 23-3 in the lead. Pleasant Grove by 20. Up next for the 165 pounds for American Fork, we have Asher Corey going against your Viking, Deacon Ludvigsen. And that will be an early pin for Ludvigsen in the first period. A 30-second pin for Pleasant Grove. Your winner by fall, Deacon Ludvigsen.
Next up at 175 pounds from American Fork, we have Gunnar Fackrell. And your senior Viking, Merari Perez.
Next up for the 175 pounds for American Fork, we have Gunnar Fackrell going against your Viking and a senior, Merari Perez. Starting with some early hand fighting, shot by Fackrell. Merari looking for that single leg, does not get it, now abandons it. Both staying on their feet. Perari going for a snap down, just misses. Merari spinning around, gets behind him for the three-point takedown. Merari getting that single shoulder high. Now less than a minute remains. Merari getting near fall. He's got Fackrell on his shoulders. Merari staying on top. Can he get the fall? Fackrell with some heavy hands as defense. 4 points awarded for the near fall to Merari. And that is time for the first period. Your Viking in the lead, Merari Perez, to end out the first period. Pleasant Grove's choice. Or, sorry, American Fork's choice. As Fackrell chooses top. Fackrell with some good spins, but Merari gets to his feet and gets away for one. Or not awarded just yet. Merari in on a shot. Merari staying on his base. Holding of hands called. 1 point awarded. Holding of hands called on Merari. 1 point awarded to Fackrell. Merari starting on bottom again. Merari getting to his feet. And gets around for one. One escape point to Perez. Merari in on a shot, looking for that cross tilt cradle. Abandons. Gets around for a takedown. 3 points awarded. Now 11-1. Merari getting that single shoulder on the left side. Less than a minute remain. And that is stalling called. With 44 seconds remaining. Fackrell starting on the bottom. All right, looking to get one of the elbows, stalling warning on Perez as well. Perez almost getting Fackrell to his back. Fackrell doing a good job to stay on his base. And that is time for the second period. Choice is Merari's, chooses neutral. Merari with the shot, gets back out. Merari goes for the single leg, gets the ankle pick, gets around him for the three-point takedown. Which now leads 14-1. Merari Perez is 2 points away from a tech fall. Cuts him loose for one, now 3 points. Merari only a takedown away. Merari almost gets around him. Fackrell does a good job keeping that single leg on Merari. Merari staying strong on the ankle, gets around. It's close. And now gets a three-point takedown. Looking at the ref, trying to get that 3 points. That'll bring a technical fall to Pleasant Grove. 5 more points. Now brings it 34-3 for Pleasant Grove. Your winner by technical fall, Merari Perez. Up next for the 215 pounds, we have Jacob Jensen for American Fork going against your Viking, Carter Davidson, which is also who's also, wow, I cannot speak, also a senior. Starting first period in neutral. As we're definitely going to see in this match, definitely a lot more hand fighting going to be going on, especially in varsity with the 215 to the 285 pounds. We see so much more hand fighting compared to some of the lighter ones, as they are just less agile. Got to move around more mass, takes more energy. So mostly staying on their feet, getting some hand fighting, couple shots each period, possibly a takedown. As we have seen with Carter Davidson earlier on in the season with a pin, as they both now go out of bounds with 1 minute and 11 seconds remaining. Carter going over the neck, now around the shoulder. Going around to the edge. Carter takes the outside, now the inside as they go out of bounds with 27 seconds remaining. 1 point awarded to Davidson for stalling of Jensen. Shot by Davidson as they go out of bounds with 16 seconds remaining. Davidson with a shot in on his ankle pick. Carter holding that strong to the end of the first period. Choice is American Fork. Choice is American Forks as they defer. Davidson chooses bottom and gets his one escape point. Davidson with a shot brings Jensen down to his knees. No points awarded. Jensen gets back to his feet. Carter with another slam. And a three-point takedown for Carter Davidson. Wrap around by Davidson. Carter doing a good job keeping Jensen on his stomach, inching towards the edge. Now 20 seconds remains. Carter now with a boot in. And an ankle pick, abandons it last second as time ends for the second period. Carter Davidson in the lead, 5-0 at the start of the third and final period. Choice is Pleasant Groves. Davidson chooses bottom. Warning on American Fork. Now approaches again. Carter gets around for a two-point reversal. Cuts him loose for one. Another shot by Davidson. Stays strong on that single leg. Gets Jensen onto his stomach. And a three-point takedown for Davidson. Carter getting near fall. Carter almost there. Staying strong on top of Jensen. And that is a fall for your winner by fall, your Viking, Carter Davidson. That'll be the last match of junior varsity. Pleasant Grove takes the W 40-3. As now we will start the extra matches, as we will continue to update the scoreboard, but without commentary. Unless Nick would want to do the extra matches. That is up to him. As I will leave scoreboard as is, other than names. And at least I will see you at the start of the varsity matches. Nick can continue to do extra matches if that is up to him. If not, then you still will continue to see these extra matches just without any commentary. I've been Boston Harding. This is PGSN, and I will see you at the start of varsity. Thank you.
All right, from American Fork, we have Colson Clegg going against your Viking,
Orion Corneo.
Orion Corneo. We have a little bit of hand fighting to start off the match here. Corneo goes in, is able to get his 3-point takedown. Lets him go, and Clegg gets a 1-point escape here. Never mind. No 1 point. Now gets his 1-point escape. Corneo goes in for the legs here. And that is the end of the first period. Corneo up by 2.
Ryan chooses to go down to start the second period.
You got to take down last second.
Corneo got a takedown last second of the last period and now chose to be on bottom here.
Ryan to his feet. Comes back around for a reversal.
Oh, Corneo gets a 2-point reversal there. Clegg trying to get his feet, but can't quite make it yet. Clegg gets a 1-point escape from Corneo. Okay, and he went out of bounds there and are going to reset in a neutral position. Cornell goes for the legs there and is able to get a 3-point takedown. Clegg gets a 1-point escape. Cornell goes in back in for the legs and slams Clegg down right at the end of that second period, getting a 3-point takedown. Going back in for trying to finish off this match strong. Cornell gets another 3-point takedown. Cornell is 1 point away from a technical fall. Clegg gets a 1-point escape. And that is a technical fault for Cornejo.
Next up at 144 pounds for American Fork, we have Joseph Holman. And
From
your senior Viking, Ian Park.
from American Fork, we have
Joseph Holman.
Joseph Coleman Holman, and from PG, we have your Viking,
Ian Park.
Ian Park. A lot of movement just to start here. Holman goes for Park's legs. Doing his best to get around to get that takedown. Not quite getting there though yet. Or gets that 3-point takedown. Whoa. Trying to roll him around down to his back to get a fall. End of that first period. American Forks Holman up by 3. Holman chooses to be on bottom to start the second period. Holman does his best to try and get that escape, but isn't quite able to make it.
Looking for near fall. For near fall for Park.
Park gets 4 near fall. Then Holman gets a 1-point escape there. Almost going out of bounds, but not quite. 3-point takedown for Holman. Holman trying to bring Park further back into the ring. Spinning him around to get Park onto his back.
Holman getting near fall.
Holman is getting near fall here. Park is able to keep his shoulder off the mat for the rest of that second period. Holman gets his 4 near fall points. Holman starting on bottom for the start of this third period. Holman is able to get away for a 1-point escape. And gets Park down for 3 more takedown, for 3-point takedown. Holman is getting his another more near fall. And Holman gets a fall. From American Fork, you have Asher Corey.
Going against
And-
Kerwin Ramiro.
From Pleasant Grove, we have your Viking, Kerwin Romero. Romero has a leg up and gets a 3-point takedown. Trying to get that boot in to Corey gets a 1-point escape from Romero. Romero going for the leg there, but can't quite get it. That is the end of the first period. Romero up by 2. This second period is going to be a minute 30. Romero going for that leg, but doesn't quite get it. And Kerwin is able to, Romero is able to pull Corey outside, out of bounds, and they are now resetting in neutral. Romero going for the legs is not able to get close to a takedown. Corey has control over Romero's head. Is starting to lose it. Trying his best to get that 3-point takedown that he wants. And now he gets that 3-point takedown. Kerwin trying to flip Corey so he can get out of. There's a 2-point reversal there for Romero. Now, at the end of the second period, Romero has 5, Corey has 4 points. Oh. Romero got 4 near fall there right at the end of that second period. This third period is going to be a minute and 30 seconds as well. Romero starting on bottom. Corey trying to flip him, isn't quite able to do it. A 1-point escape for Romero. Romero goes in for that leg, but can't quite get it and has to abandon. Romero gets a 3-point takedown there. Corey gets a 1-point escape. All right, with 5 seconds left on the clock, All right, and that is the end of the third period. Winner by major decision, Kerwin Romero.
Next up at 165 pounds from American Fork, we have Tyler Lingo. And your senior Viking, Aiden Fullenweider.
And that will conclude our extra matches. Thank you for watching the JV and extra matches for boys JV wrestling of the Pleasant Grove Vikings going against the American Fork Cavemen. We will see you in just a little bit for the varsity matches. Thank you.